everyone, welcome back to Project Happy Home. For those of you who are new here, I'm Tanya, doctor, lawyer turned homeschool mom of 3 kids ages 11, 8, and 6. I am collaborating with 2 of my good friends over on Instagram today to bring you our 2021 planner lineups. My friends are Arlene and Shannon. I will link their accounts down below, so be sure to check them out. So here we have my 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 planners for next year, you guys. This is it. This is the whole shebang. Last year I had many, many more planners, and this year I just don't. 1, because last year sucked in every single way possible, and planning didn't seem so essential. And also because I have decided to streamline and really bring that idea of essentialism into my life. So without further ado, this is going to be a fairly swift one, and I will do a dedicated video on each of these going forward. So if you have more questions, pop them down into the comment box down below, because that way when I do the dedicated flip throughs, I can actually answer those questions. So I'll start off with the Homeschool Planner real quick. This is by a company whose name I don't remember, but I will definitely put it in the description down below, so check that out. I bought these because they were on sale for under $10 a pop. When the planner arrives, looks kind of like this. It is quite thick. As you can see, it's a little bit thicker because I've pasted in things, but it has well over 180 pages. I can't remember exactly how many there are, but I will again link it in my Amazon store so you can check it out. I bought the Aquarius design because that's the only one that was on sale for $7. I actually, full disclosure, bought 12 of them because I hope to just use this as my homeschool planner going forward. These little printouts are from my last planner. I just printed them again and pasted them in. They are from Anna Vance Paper Co. Here is a little temperature tree. I have a little index page here. Our 2021 school year is laid out. I just make these on pages and paste it in. I printed out some of these pages on sticker pages, other ones I just glued in. This is a daily schedule page, and I wrote them in with pencil so that if we change things around, we can. There's a couple pages here for homeschool connections and for login information. There are some pages here on our field trips. These are just glued in. They're actually tissue paper that I glued in just for decoration. There's a page here to track our snail mail. There's some pages for each of the students, the movies that we might watch, the reading lists for the year for Build Your Library levels that we're on, the Lightning Literature readers that we're on, Memoria Press kindergarten readers. I have a few pages that I type out on Google Docs every single year and adjust them subsequently for just checklists of what I'd like to get through, our schedules, our daily loops, our included curriculum for each of the students. There's some more blank pages for miscellaneous curricula or activities that we might do. And then this is the bulk of each monthly section where we have like a monthly page and a overview vision page. It's really not my vision for the year. It's really a retrospective. So what we watched, what we played, what we read, what we listened to, any composers, poets, or artists that we focused on. I like to write in the things that we've done here. I put in some calendars from online programs that we're using like Squilt and Wonderfilled Days Nature Study. And then I plan on doing a week by week page layout for every single week this year. Basically, each month we'll have about 4 weeks. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You'll notice I have not forward planned it because just in case this layout doesn't work for me, I don't want to be locked in. Right now we have each of the students has a section, and then there's a section for together. I've split it into 2 columns simply to separate out math and science from social studies and English. I sort of like to keep those 2 separate because one is more reader heavy and one is more concept heavy. So you can see here the blank spread for February here, and then I've left some pages with a little flaggy to leave blank pages for those weeks and anything else I might want to add. So I've pasted those in throughout the year. For those of you who don't know, we've restarted our homeschool year. Now here I have my eldest curriculum. I like to do this type of tracking for curriculum so that we can see our progress in any one curriculum in a grid level way or a chapter way without really being locked in. I printed out some of the scope and sequences. You can see how it gives you a really like visual look at what's going on. Everybody has their own grid to fill in. There's one grid for shared learning here, but it's really very simple, and that is the forward planning. It's really no forward planning at all, except to see what kind of materials we're using. One of the things I'm trying out this year is everyday speech, and it's like a social awareness, social skills type of curriculum. And so I just printed out their scope and sequence as well, so I can highlight as we go through. We're also participating in Kids Moon Club, so I printed out some of the instructions of activities for them. And these pages in the blank are really just for record keeping. So anything like this from a shared curriculum that I might need or use or reference frequently, I will paste in here. But also any kind of memories, I might print out some photos at the end of the year and pop them in as well. I really, really like having everything in such a compact little book. I like that this planner comes with a pen loop and that it also has a little band to tie it all together. It actually came with 2 bookmarks at the beginning, but one of them fell off and I could glue it back in, but I just used that best year ever card instead to hold my place. So that's the homeschool planner. So this is my Hobonichi cousin, you guys. This is my life planner and my personal journal and has been with me for like the past 5 years. So this is my 6th one. I ordered the regular Hobonichi cousin. It's an A5 size this year. When you put in tip-ins, this is about how thick it ends up, which is much thicker than it started. This is about, let's say, about how thick it is when you get it. The pages are this Tomo River paper, and it's very, very thin and floaty, kind of like Bible paper. So I really love it. It actually takes fountain pen ink and even watercolor really well. So although it is very thin, it is very strong. The 2 pens I like using best in it are the Hobonichi Techo pen that comes with it, which is a Uniball pen, I believe. I can't actually remember what it is, but it's a tricolor pen and it lasts me all year long usually. The other pen that I like using in it is a Sakura Pigma Micron .01. When you look at the Hobonichi, one of the strengths of the Hobonichi is that it has a yearly calendar, monthly calendar, weekly calendar, and daily spread all in this one compact book. In the yearly section, you have this Calendex spread. And I've used it for all different purposes in the past. I've used it for tracking people's birthdays and gifts and visits and my menstrual cycle. This year, I am trying once again to use it as a habit tracker. So I have my habits listed across the top and I just X them as they happen. I've pasted in some weight tracking stickers here because that is one of my serious goals this year, is to lose weight. When you look in the monthly sections, I have decided to focus on my health in the monthly sections this year. I don't really flip back to monthly calendars too much. I much prefer the weekly view. So I'm going to just track my exercise, my routines, anything I've been doing. You've noticed I haven't really gotten into this habit yet, so I have to kind of start doing that. I have been walking every single day of this year. I've only missed one. So I'm just going to backtrack, and I have a little habit tracker here just for these health issues. My habit tracker for the other section is more for like my reading habits, meditation, self-care, my parenting, etc. So you'll see here, these are all just motivational workout stickers with a little habit tracker spread at the bottom that I just drew in. I love this sticker so much. The Hobonichi gives you a couple more monthly spreads than the year includes. So it has like 3 monthly spread pages in 2022. I use those for different purposes. One of the things I use it for is just to track different courses that I'm doing. Another page has passwords for different things. Another page I set up just to have gratitude. So I'm just going to keep writing one line at a time across. This is not my gratitude journal. This is just another type of gratitude tracker. I go through and forward sticker in my planners. I don't like to be too fussy with my planners every single week on a continuing basis. This year, I really didn't want to buy new stickers, so I used some vintage stickers that I already had and made it into like a vintage / floral kind of theme this year. So it's very simple. There's not very many stickers. I did use up these little meal plan stickers here. I don't meal plan, but I think this is a nice way to dip my toe into the concept of meal planning. And I just forward plan with different colors for different events that are happening. I put in all the calendar events and different art classes, our piano. The different colors mean different things, like whether we have to leave the house or not, appointments that I can't miss, etc. That is basically how I plan our life, is in the weekly pages. When you turn to the daily section, I have a few pages that I do at the beginning just to like reflect on the beginning of my year and the end of last year, some goals that I write down. I've also put in these little tip-ins from this French mom. for every single month of just one more chapter. So it just shows you a few books. I think it's about 12 books or so. If you'll notice, I use washi tape to split out the different months. And I also have little blank highlights at the very beginning of every month where I write down how have I helped or grown, what's my running to-do list, and what are my highlights for that month. I did not use my Power Sheets planner last year, but I did find value in a lot of their pages and question sheets. So I just cut those out and tape them in. That's typically what I do with planners where I find that, this just didn't work for me. I try to go through it and cut out what might work for me going forward so it's not an entire waste. On these daily pages, you can see they do have an area for schedule keeping, and you can keep your daily schedule here. You even have to-do boxes listed out. I don't do that. I just use it as a pure journaling page. If I need to take notes from something, I'll do it on that page. If I need to reflect on the day, I'll do it. If I need to paste in a picture for my kids, I'll do it. I'm very loosey-goosey with my journaling pages. At the very back of this book, I have a little list for shows and movies and things that I'm tracking. They have extra pages where you can record information. There's graph pages, etc. Hobonichi also sells these little notebooks that you can slide in. And I keep things like passwords here, things that I don't want to lose, things that I don't want to rewrite every single year. Last but not least, you guys, is always fully booked. Now again, I will do a full walkthrough of this planner. I've only had it in my hands for about 12 hours or so I do not know that much about it, in all honesty. I got it because it is a dedicated planner for your reading life. You can use it simply for your reading life, but it also has these monthly sections that have full-on planning pages per week. So you can actually get this with a horizontal layout or vertical layout. I opted for the vertical layout because I'm going to use this planner for my reading life as well as for my channel life. So my Project Happy Home goals. And the categories I'm going to split it up into are basically Instagram and YouTube, and also just business goals I have, like for developing the memory work curriculum, the release of that, organizing the website, etc. Another thing I like about this planner is at the beginning, you have several goal pages regarding your reading life. So you have several different challenges for reading. You have this blank bookshelf. You have a reading checklist. And it goes on for several pages for those of us who read quite a bit. There's book series trackers, a little Battle of the Books layout, kind of like that basketball thing that happens in March Madness. Then you have quotes, special editions, catalog of signed books. You have a wish list section. There's coloring pages in here, 5-star reads. Every single monthly layout is pretty much the same, where you have books to read, new releases, and then you have your weekly pages. But at the end of the month, you have a bookish haul, a reading wrap-up, blank page and notes page, and a quote. And then when you get to the very, very end, you have a review section. So you have quite a few pages of book reviews. Wrap-up, you have genres, you have pages read, and then you have several blank dot grid pages if you want to track something else, as well as several blank notes pages, and there is a little folder in the back. So this is actually something I'm really, really looking forward to, and I am definitely going to do a full walkthrough of this for you guys, so stay tuned for that. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I think that I am definitely a person who is finding her happy place with planning. For me, planning is definitely a hobby. I find it to be a form of self-care, but at the same time, I think there is a balance between how much time you spend planning and how much time you spend actually effectuating your plans. So this is a happy spot for me where I have really functional sizes, planners that feel good to me, that are very pleasing to me in a tactile sense, that are practical to me in a way that works for my homeschool style, for my lifestyle, for my journaling style, as well as for work planning. Over the last few years, I've realized that having a home planner just is not my jam. Like, it's just an extra thing to do. I don't really like looking at it and marking it off. I prefer to use the Motivated Moms app on my phone. That all being said, don't forget to check out Shannon's video as well as Arlene's video. I will link both their accounts and channels down below. And I'm so happy that I got to collab with them, and I'm super excited to do a full walkthrough of each of these for you. As always, you guys, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you the very best day.